Welcome back to a brand new Clash Royale video, guys. My name is Patrick, aka Chief Pat, and today we're going to be hopping into another crazy 12-win deck inside of Clash Royale that I actually played the other day and ended up getting 12 wins with. That's right, it's a Giant Skeleton, Royal Ghost, Inferno Dragon Skeleton Barrel clone spell deck, and this deck is actually super good. I actually plug and played this into a grand challenge. My very first try using it, I went 12-1, and the only battle that I lost, I just simply couldn't win, and yeah, it worked out super well for me, so I wanted to show it to you guys today. It's really fun to play. Not a lot of times do you see cards such as the clone spell being put inside of 12-win decks, besides maybe like Golem Lumberjack, but this Giant Skeleton clone spell deck is just amazing, so let's go ahead and hop into it right now. Now, of course, I ended up stealing this deck from Tin2, so shout out to Tin2 for showing it off on Twitter. And let me show you how to get this done. All right, so starting off, you can see there are so many crazy options you can go with this deck. Now, starting hand for me, I've got Royal Ghost as well as the Inferno Dragon. Both of these are fine plays. I guess I'll just play the Royal Ghost up front and see what he does. Now, seeing as he's playing a Giant down this left-hand lane, gonna go ahead and let everything go in. Mega Minion's gonna go down over there. I'll start an Inferno Dragon way back here right now. And yeah, so far, so good right now. And we're just going to have to get our guards ready, though, because we've got, yeah, this is going to get a little bit ugly in a second. We've got to play something against his Royal Ghost. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. He's got his E-Wiz doing work right now, and it's going to clean up over there. All right, so this is going to be an interesting start to the game. I'm actually going to go ahead and play an aggressive Giant Skeleton right now to see if we can do something with this Inferno Dragon that still has just a little bit of HP left. My Skeleton Barrel is going to run in at the perfect time, actually, so it should get some decent value in a moment. Royal Ghost to go down this lane. He's probably going to zap the Skeletons, which he did, but take a look. Now we've got both sides attacking. We've got a Giant Skeleton as well as we have the Inferno Dragon. Take a look at that side right there. Now, there is one bug. If you guys just saw that right there, there's a bug where if the Royal Ghost goes invisible, it doesn't get hit by the Giant Skeleton. But take a look. Tower number one's down to 234. We ended up splitting the lanes up on him, and it worked out really well. But like I said, that bug, that Royal Ghost should have died. My Giant Skeleton Bomb didn't affect the Royal Ghost. Hopefully that's fixed inside of the next update. But yeah, just something to be aware of right now, depending on what you guys are doing. And you know what we're going to do right now? We're going to go aggressive with the Bats plus our Giant Skeleton. Ice Spirit's going to stop us up, and that's actually going to kill our Bats, so not a terrible play from him. Here goes the Prince. I'll go ahead and use our Skeleton Barrel since we did bait out his Zap, and let's see if we can put some work in on this side. But take a look, this E-Wiz, whew, that Prince needs to die, which it will. There goes the Prince right there. Skeleton Barrel is going to put in some work. He did cycle to Zap, though, which is impressive, and we might actually end up losing this tower right here. We went a little hard in the paint, going for that Giant Skeleton Bat push. He's going to go in with his Mega Minion right here. Looks like we're going to be able to put in some work in a moment. Let's go ahead and use our Bats right here. Royal Ghost on Royal Ghost action, and it looks like we're just barely going to lose that over there. Now, keep in mind, no direct damage inside of this deck is a pretty troublesome. I actually have to zap that Royal Ghost, plus play a Skeleton Barrel to protect on this side. Here it goes over here. We've got a Prince in this lane. All right, this is turning out to be a pretty interesting push down this lane. Royal Ghost is going to go in. Take a look at the other side of the map. Prince is going to take a pretty heavy beating as the guards help out. Royal Ghost will lock onto the tower, though, which is perfect. And guys, you know what time it is. Time to clone our Giant Skeleton. Look at the Giant Skeletons onto the tower right there. Waited until the very end to whip out the Giant Skeleton clone, and that's going to be perfect. Check out that double bomb damage. Oh man, we just completely bamboozled him with the clone spell. He thought, okay, maybe I can hold off one, we can hold off one Giant Skeleton maybe, but in the end, we surprised him with the second one. Zapping down that right-hand tower will be GG, well played. And nothing better than a Giant Skeleton clone spell, guys. One of the most satisfying, if not the most satisfying combo inside of Clash Royale. I didn't play the clone spell basically all game, and then finally, right when I needed it, it came out. It came out and it perfectly decimated our opponent. Let's go and get into battle number 2. All right, so far so good inside of this challenge. Like I said, this deck isn't troll, guys. It works. It works actually pretty well. Now, Tombstone. That's a little bit of a nasty counter to us. We're going to take one Archer Tower shot for every time that we attack one of those little skeletons. All right, looks like it's going to be basically an even elixir trade as these skeletons come out. I don't really know what I'm doing right now. I wish I had my Giant Skeleton. He's going to end up logging us. Very interesting. We just don't really have too much to work with right here. I'm going to go ahead and shove my Giant Skeleton forward as his Ice Wizard goes in. But let's see what we can do right now. I'm going to go ahead and clone everything. Take a look. That's going to move my first Giant Skeleton so close to the tower, but it's not going to end up working. We're going to get so close to decimating this tower, guys, but it's not going to be enough. Just barely. Giant Skeleton's going to explode that bowler. So close to getting onto that tower with 2 giant skeleton bombs, and that truly would have been OP. Anyways, let's move on. Bats onto this bowler on this side. Shouldn't be able to take any damage right there. Nicely done. Bats will run down the lane. Setting up for another push. It's going to be a little bit awkward with the tombstone, to be honest, so we have to keep on our toes as far as that goes. He did just play the tombstone a moment ago, so here goes a baby dragon. All right, that's going to end up splashing onto both of our things right here. All right, we're going to surround the bowler with some of those skeletons, which is actually pretty fortunate as we get ready with our Inferno Dragon. And is he playing Splash Yard? There it is right there. We're going to use our guards over here, which should be perfect. We've got bats as well to help out. Nicely done to make sure we only take a little bit of damage. And why don't we just use a counter skeleton barrel and see if we can get something done. We got a pretty big push. Now, Poison Spell would be pretty deadly, and that Ice Wizard is actually going to do some great work against us as that skeleton barrel goes in. A couple of skeletons will lock onto the tower, so all is not lost by any means. But still, not really getting any critical damage at this point. We really have to focus on getting our giant skeletons to the tower, but seeing as he does have the Tornado, it's going to be extremely difficult to get that done. Tornado is actually really good against this deck, so we've got to make sure we're on our toes for that. Now, here goes yet another tombstone, which if left undefended, will end up dying to our guy in a moment. Looking okay right there. We've got an Inferno Dragon going in. Skeletons going in over here, waiting for this baby dragon to lock on. We can go ahead and play some bats. We've got our guards. Aggressive skeleton barrel right here is going to go in. Should be okay. There goes a poison spell over here. All right, well, this is sort of interesting. We need our giant skeleton to run forward and to explode onto all of his stuff, which it's going to get pretty close to doing. There goes his baby dragon, cloning the giant skeleton away. Take a look at the giant skeleton. We cloned it so he couldn't tornado it back right there. Bunch of damage going on in that left-hand tower. Royal Ghost is going to go in. Everything is going hard right now. Oh, his Ice Wizard just turned around to hit us. That is so disappointing, guys. We would have been in a really good spot if that Ice Wizard just didn't turn around. So instead, we're going to have to go in with our giant skeleton and see what we can get done. Now, again, we do have guards for this graveyard. That's really been our saving grace on this side. We need to stop this baby dragon. So we ended up stopping the baby dragon, but we still took some damage right there. Need to play our bats in a moment. Guards are actually going to end up living. Skeleton barrels going in. If we can clone these, I think this will be pretty good. Cloning the giant skeleton, it's going to end up exploding, only hitting some of those skeletons. But take a look at the skeleton barrel. Unless there's a tornado. Oh, it doesn't time it right. There goes the skeletons onto the tower. Take a look at all that saucy damage. That's going to be GG well played. And eventually you just overwhelm your opponent with those clone spells, and they can't really do too much about it. They just sort of shrivel up and die, which is, yeah, 5-0 inside of this grand challenge. Nicely done. Let's go ahead and get into this final one right here and see if we can pick it up against Ivan. This deck is ridiculous. It really feels like no battle is the same when you have the clone spell. There's so many different ways to try to win and get stuff done. As these bats go in right here. Woo! That's a little bit of a saucy set of bats. I ended up having to zap, which worked out fine. We've got, I don't know how much elixir we played right there compared to him, but we're going to get a couple of Royal Ghost hits onto this tower, which is decent. Now, should we play the Giant Skeleton or something else? I'm going to end up playing, I'm going to play a Skeleton Barrel to chase these minions away. Maybe this will do something. Maybe this will do something. Maybe, just maybe this will do something. All right, some skeletons will run down the lane. If we played that a little bit better, he ended up having to play a zap, which is great. 2 elixir down the drain. Here goes our giant skeleton, which will lock onto this miner eventually. We'll take that 3 elixir advantage right there. And now it's time to push. Now it's time to get some moving going right here. We've got the we've got the giant skeleton. Meanwhile, in this lane, we're going to go ahead and play the Royal Ghost. I'm going to play the Inferno Dragon over here on this side. And then we're even going to clone all of this. He's going to have to play everything over here. Zap's going to go down onto all of these guys. Wow, that was a little bit unfortunate right there that we didn't get more. Oh, he's even going to get some damage right there. Anyways, we're going to play our bats on these barbarians. Meanwhile, my Royal Ghost on the right-hand side took that tower down to 1,844. So all is definitely not lost. I thought we could have done that better, but still ended up getting one more bat hit on that right-hand side. And all right, let's reset. I really like going against these P.E.K.K.A decks. It turns into a fiesta when I have my when I have my Giant Skeleton plus my Inferno Dragon on one side and I clone them. Double Giant Skeleton, the clone one pops basically instantly. Leads to some pretty fun times. And as we go with this... as we go ahead with that miner right there, we're just going to clean that up with our guards, get ready with the giant skeleton, and see what Ivan's going to end up doing. Alright, looks like it's going to be the Electro Wizard. Now, is he going to do something with it, or is he going to let it go? He's going to end up playing this over here. This is actually pretty bad for us. I've got to zap this, and then I've got to play some bats right here. I'm going to even play my Skeleton Barrel in a moment. There goes his P.E.K.K.A. which is going to be sort of interesting. I'm going to clone this as well, which is going to end up exploding and killing those bats. Now we've got a giant skeleton locked onto the tower. Skeleton's going to go in, 1 hit against the P.E.K.K.A, 2 hits on the P.E.K.K.A and the tower right there. Check out that deadly damage, guys. Miner's going to go in, but that is not the best miner in the world. We can zap down that P.E.K.K.A, to be honest. Minions are going to lock on. Ooh, we might even get that battle ram might connect. Oh, it ended up connecting, which is very unfortunate, but still, we've got a massive advantage going for us right now, guys. And we definitely have him running in his... okay, I don't even know what I'm saying right now. Let's get our skeleton barrel out. Let's shut up and get our skeleton barrel out, guys. Everything's going in. Clone spell's going down. Should be decent for us. Hopefully these bats die sooner than later. I was getting a little bit cheeky. Looks like the giant skeleton explosions are going to start knocking stuff out. We've got double Inferno Dragons right here, putting in some work. Royal Ghost is going to lock onto the tower. Guess what happens when you get out of the fray? It's going to be double Royal Ghosts on your tower, and there's nothing you can do about it. The clone spell simply puts in so much work inside of this deck, guys. I need you to play it if you have the proper cards to play it. Obviously, it requires the Royal Ghost, which you would have had to win from the challenge, and besides that, all you need is the Inferno Dragon as far as legendary cards go, and you can try this out inside of the game. Such a fun deck. Again, 12 wins for me means that it's definitely easy to play and to pick up, even though it looks super complicated and a little bit intimidating. Go ahead and try it out and let me know what you guys think inside of the comment section below, and that is going to do it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.